Okay, we are
What's
live.
up, Bobby?
What's up? What's up? Episode
Welcome to
4.
episode 4.
Yep, this is the Rainmakers real estate podcast, and super excited about today's episode. So we're going through how we're using AI to create some really cool things, applications, help make things more efficient within our businesses. Like what we're trying to do is just really show you practical ways that we're using it and some things that are going to be a lot of fun. um, and we would love to have any questions that you have, any ideas that you have throughout, like please feel free to send them. I think we had some really good feedback from the last one that really made the episode flow even more so. But yeah, that's what we'll be going through. We'll be going through how we're using AI today. So it should be a lot of fun. We're going to talk through Claude and ChatGPT, uh, maybe some Replit and some Manus, and how we're using those today.
Yeah, dude, from my experience, all the AI stuff can be kind of like daunting for some people. Like ChatGPT, man, ChatGPT was epic when it first launched. Like, whoa, we can like write like anything we want. Like, hey, help me write a thing. The thing that I, the thing that people mess up is like they'll copy it and paste it and go. And then it will say at the end, hey, if you want to make any tweaks, let me know. And like they kind of don't, people are getting a little lazy with it. All right. But if you use it in a way that enhances your idea or enhances what you're trying to do, that to me makes the most sense. So, um, man, this stuff has been for me over the last like 6 months has been game changing. Like it's been allowing me to get an idea of what different um, like in building an app, like what different ways to do it, um, different styles that we may come up with, or it's just crazy what we can do now. So,
Hmm.
coupling OpenAI, coupling Claude, like Manus, all these things, like people are, and we're not even like really scratching the surface. There's so many AI agents out there now, but um, it's just like whatever we can think of, we could probably get it done, and it's insane.
Yeah.
So, um, Bobby, right now, are you using like just on a daily basis? Are you using like ChatGPT or anything else like every single day?
Yeah. Yes. Especially now with the talking, in the app. So I use the mobile app every day, ChatGPT mainly, and I'm using
Yeah.
the component where you can actually like talk with it and it talks back to you and it sounds like a real person talking back to you and like having a conversation. And I really like it. I mean, and I know you mentioned this, you've done this too, where you like walk around, you'll talk to yours and add notes. I mean, that's literally what I'm doing now. And I'm getting I was just telling Kristen this morning, I was getting like 14,000 steps a day, and I'm talking to AI a lot of it while I'm
I
outside if
love
I'm
it.
not on phone calls, because it helps me brainstorm. It'll help me, if I'm trying to come up with something to build out like a plan, like planning out something or thinking of how I need to break out this larger goal into smaller chunks and things that I need to think through as a leader, or things that I'm thinking through as more practical, like on the short-term rental side. I'll just talk through it with that, and now with
Yeah.
ChatGPT too, like I connect it to our Google Drive. So like for our short-term rental business, we have everything like SOPs, processes, everything and anything in our Google Drive.
Mhm.
And now I've hooked that up to ChatGPT, so it leverages it like a library, and so it's like a knowledge base. And so now
Oh,
it'll
that's so
leverage that.
cool.
it's really cool. I've asked it a few things, and it'll actually go into our Google Drive and pull out information that we already have for our business. So if anybody has their business, and a lot of people are using Google Drive, hook that up into ChatGPT and create a knowledge base, right? Things that it understands your business and it understands what you're doing, and so it just that much more context is given, and you can leverage it that way. I've been using that functionality as
Dude,
of like a couple weeks.
I had no idea you could do that. I am so gonna do that because like I'm paying for ChatGPT, but you can only have so much memory. You know what I mean? Like, it can only save so much about my business, and I could just if I could have it write out an SOP and say, hey, reference my Google Drive and look at my SOP for my businesses, or reference my Mount Everest, right?
Hmm.
Or whatever it is. That's man, that is an amazing idea.
And the reason why we started it too, right? So we are elevating ourselves as like um entrepreneurs and business owners, and trying to move ourselves from the day to day. Hey, what's up, Yerzan? And so what you can do now, it's really great for onboarding, because if you build out your SOPs and you build out uh, any other documentation, a master cheat sheet, whatever it is that you want. So for our short-term rental business, as an example, because we've had that hooked up to Google Drive, it almost acts as if it's an assistant, right? It's using the knowledge base, and it's like, hey, can you onboard your employees, and any questions that they have, go into ChatGPT and ask, because it's going to be leveraging our knowledge base. So it's like, any questions that you have, ask it here. Yes, we're still available, and we're going to meet daily at first, and then we'll move it to weekly and all that. We're still available for people. We're not removing ourselves as that, but it just makes it so much more effective. And it's like, here, any simple question, like, what happens if a guest is checking out late, or I'm using my short-term rental business as an
Yeah.
example, but so many practical things that it's like, hey, it's all in there. But now this search functionality of ChatGPT, and the logic behind it and all that, will allow you to be able to get those answers a lot quicker. So a
That's
really great use case to now. I'm not sure if Claude does that as well. What do you find yourself using more, ChatGPT or Claude?
I use both of them every day. I use like you're saying, I use Chat GBT to kind of like, hey, it's more like, how can I say this? I use it more as an assistant. Chat GBT is more of an assistant to me. So I'll go like, I'm trying to put together this project. I need help just like thinking through this. And I want to make $20,000 a week doing it. Like, how do I do that? Help me come up with some ideas. And it has a memory, where Claude to me I don't feel like it has a memory, but like once you start over, it's basically like hanging up the hanging up the phone and getting a new agent to talk to. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like the same company, but they're going to have different answers. And OpenAI has the ability to like look through past conversations, and that to me is what differentiates to me. Like you're saying, it has the ability to like go and maybe I'll look at Claude like, hey, can you connect to my um to my Google Drive, and here are here's the documents that I want you to reference. That's game changer for real.
Yeah.
But I'm using Claude more for like, hey, I'm looking to like redesign a website, or I'm looking to code a thing. I need CSS for a thing. Claude has the ability to go like for a longer export, a longer reply. Like it can do a bunch of code for you. Where I just feel like ChatGPT is not really there.
Yeah. Yeah. and,
That's how I
and
feel.
yeah, so you're leveraging this too within one of the main things that with LOI Blaster, you are, before it was more like, hey, if you're creating a an LOI, or you're creating emails, email campaigns, things like that, for whether it's agents, sellers, whatever you're reaching out to, leverage this to, so you're not sounding like everybody else, because you provide a template, right, to get everybody started. If everybody uses that template, it becomes useless, it becomes spam, all of that. And now recently, with like your release of the 2.0 version, or getting, ready to really release that out to everybody with LOI, you've built that into it, right? Or what are you leveraging to use, um how are you using ChatGPT, or is it ChatGPT or something else that you're leveraging to build that right into your application?
Yes. So ChatGPT makes it very easy to API. Like they're like, yeah, API into your program. They want you to do that. Like they make it super easy. Um, my honestly, my first release will not include that. That will be like 2.1 or whatever like that. It's super easy to put it in there. But what I found out is every time it gets called, it costs money. Every time it gets called, it costs money. So um, I want to release it in a way that doesn't rack up, $10,000 a month in bills. Oh yeah, I'll put the Claude the AI. I'm gonna grab. I have it opened over here. Um, oh, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry. Um, but yeah, OpenAI into LY Blaster. Um, it will be a part of it. It's on my list of like upcoming releases. But I don't know. I'm like, it just seems so intuitive that it should help me write my templates, right? I'm like, oh yeah, just click the button, it'll rewrite your template for that for you. But I'm like, man, you could just like copy and paste in the chat GPT. That's like not, I don't know, that's not cool enough. What if it would like, hey chat GPT, give me a grade. If I have I want to do something different, like grade my template. Great, or do you see any spam words, or I don't know, I want to just I want to do something a little different than just like rewrite my template, because we're already doing that. You can just
Mhm.
copy and paste in ChatGPT yourself, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I here's the other idea that I had is like, I want to have little drip sequences in LY Blaster, and I think it'd be cool if AI helped me write those follow-up emails and told me when to send them. What time should I send this follow-up email? Should it be 8 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? What is it? When is the agent? When is the real estate agent or the seller or whatever it is? When are they going to read this? When are they going to open this? What's the best time to send? So I'm trying to like think just a little bit more than just like commonplace. Like how else can we leverage? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. uh yeah, to me, I think that's why I like the talking, like talking into the, because it honestly does keep it more conversational. um and oh, that's interesting. So could you send it based on recipient's last activity?
That's a good idea. So, something else, Mike, I was planning on doing is this would be kind of epic. And I don't know what the database would look like on this, but I want to track how many offers have gone out to a certain address and implement that into the blaster. So when you import your list from DealSauce and you have it in your blaster, it would have a badge next to it, like a 12 or a 35 or whatever. And that'd be the number of LOIs that agent has received for that property. And we could say, are they opening emails right now? I don't, I don't, man, that'd be crazy to get that information. I'm just like, oh my God, the database on this is going to be astronomical.
Yeah.
And like the more pulls you have, the slower your stuff goes, right? So you want the ability to turn off animations, you know what I mean? So you want the ability to turn off some of this stuff, turn it back on, and speed up your process. So I'm just thinking through all these things, but that would be super cool. Like, could we have the system go say, when was the last email they opened? Was it 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Was it 12 o'clock? Was it before lunch? Was it after lunch? What was it? That'd be epic.
Yeah. I mean, those are the, like, those analytics would be so awesome, especially because you're building it out in your own application, right? So the metadata that you have, the analytics that you have in the back end to be able to see who's sending out, like, all the leads that are being sent out, who's it being sent out to, what's the response back to those, right? So like that'd be another thing, but the response, and then you can kind of measure based on that. Well, what do their what do those templates look like? Or like, what are the, not templates, but the email look like? What does the LOI look like? Like, is there any type of correlation there? Is there any type of, something there that's standing out? And they keep it super simple. Or the thing, what's the website that you called out where you can put in, you can send your email to a bunch of things and you can see where it lands in promotions or
GMAS.
GMAS? Like, can you build GMAS into that ahead of time so people know right from there within the application, instead of having to go to GMAS, do the thing, and then come back? Can that be built into the LOI blaster too,
Yeah.
like ahead of time?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That could be cool. Obviously, that's like, but it just keeps everybody in the platform.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, and yeah, thanks for everyone that's listening. What we wanted to do, so we're talking through ChatGPT and Claude, and kind of simple, more simple things that we can do to kind of how we're using it today. But really, what I'm super excited about is to talk about Replit and Manus. Um, so I'm not sure, Myron, if you have anything else that you want to touch on too with Claude or ChatGPT, and if you have any examples or anything that you want to talk through about that. If not, we can talk about Replit and Manus.
I just want to say, I would like to know in this. I don't know how many people are on here, but I'd like to ask to the side chat. Seems like we got some. What's up, Justin? Justin Serene. Uh, he was one of the first students that we ever met when we went to visit Pace. So he was in the truck with us when we went and visited Pace when we first started Sub 2. Bro, good to see you. Um, don't be afraid of AI. I feel like everybody should be using it in some way. Just use it. Don't be lazy. Don't use it to be lazy. Use it to enhance. I just see this all the time. Like someone, I don't remember who it was. Like nobody says these words. What is it? Like it always says the same thing. Hope. Oh, how does ChatGPT start? How does ChatGPT start their hope your day as well? I don't remember. Like whatever it says at the beginning.
Hmm.
And I hope things are going smoothly for you, smoothly for me. Like what is this is this a constipation commercial? Like, dude, talk normal. Stop talking like a robot, right? And so, do you need to train your AI to give better, you know, output? Probably so. Um, so, and don't just copy and paste and go. At the end, it's you don't want it to say, "Hey, all the best. Talk to you soon." Hey, if you'd like to see any other changes, let me know. If you'd like to, like what? You're just copying pasting. You're not even really thinking about anything. So um, use it in a way to enhance your life. Don't be lazy about it. It does save you a lot of time, but like still curate and still go through it and still like look at the detail of it. Like make it sound like you. And if you're having trouble, train your AI. I think you can go into the back end of OpenAI and say, you know, say it more like this. This is my personality. I want I want the output to be more in my words or more professional, or you can tell it what to say, right? Mike says, I think everyone needs to train their AI to build content based on that individual user's brand and their voice. Exactly. He took exactly what I just tried to say for the last 3 minutes and said it in one sentence. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
I can always count on
Maybe
Mike.
he's the AI.
Yeah, train your
He
AI.
summarized it. So I honestly, man, I love this because to me, that's what, and I don't know, Mike, if you were on too, we were talking about like now ChatGPT can connect to your Google Drive and like you think about, and now like leverage that as like a knowledge base. So even like all your posts, like posts that you've done in the past, it's like the things that sound like you, that feel like you, it's like feed it to that. Or when I'm talking to ChatGPT, I'm like, use the tone, use the vocabulary that I'm using, the style in which I'm talking, and help me craft because I can take forever to put a Facebook post together. I just overthink things a lot when I'm putting, so it helps me get started. And then I will tweak it and make it my own too. But I want it to sound like me. So when I'm like talking with the ChatGPT app, that voice app thing, I'm like talking through it like that, like sound like me, take my style, my vocabulary, and just help me piece this together in a way that makes sense. And I'm going to brain dump to you, the things that I really want to convey in this post. Help me craft this. Um, and then I learn from it too. It's like better storytelling than I am right now, right? So I'm like, that's how I'll leverage it. So I completely agree. It's like, how do you make it sound like you use your brand, all those things? How do you continue to feed it so it knows and can just enhance the brand that you've already created uh, yeah, I guess organically.
Exactly. That to me is that's the biggest thing right now is like we can do all this cool stuff, but like use it use it in a way that enhances your life. Not, I mean, there's some really cool stuff we can do. Especially Manus is killing it. Manus is like straight up killing it with the time saving. Um, but you still can't just like turn and burn. You can't just go like, cool, Manus made this release, deploy
Yeah,
it.
not yet.
You have to kind of like, oh, I want the green to be blue. You still have to kind of like tell it more details. The more details you give, the better the outcome is gonna be on all this stuff. Right? Exactly what we're saying. Give it more context in the back end, it will be better. So, um, dude, I thought it would be cool if we just like broke out Claude and we broke out Replit and we just like built something. And then maybe, I don't know, do you have any tickets on Manus that you can use?
Yeah. I wanted to show a couple things. Actually, I thought of something last night, and I inputted something last night, and I still need to work through it and tweak it, but it's something really cool that I want to make as a public application, um, for when we're comping properties and we're underwriting, right? We're always trying to figure out, well, what does it do as a long-term rental, short-term rental, midterm rental, Section 8, pad split, or co-living, and then you can say as a wrap and things like that. But I'm like, all these things are free resources to get to. Can you create an application that scrapes the data from these, right? You can use APIs as well, right? But those
Yeah.
might cost some money. So like Rentometer or something like that. But you can use you can use things to get long-term rents. You can use Furnish Finder for midterm. You can use Data Rabu and AirDNA and some other ones for short-term rentals. And then you can use affordable housing for like, Section 8 and all that. And then you can use Pad Split, all free resources. If I put in an address into the application and hit enter, give me the outcome for all those things. And I put it into Manus, and it did build out an entire like comprehensive guide, and everything too. And it said it had trouble deploying it because it was and this is, I don't know all about this type of you might know, Myron, but it's like next gen, no, next it was built using a stack like next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a language. Yeah.
Yep. So it couldn't deploy it. Now I've had things where it has deployed, um into a website. Like it does, it's very good at that. But as a web application, it still sees some things, but it gave me all the code, it gave me all the scripts, and it gave
Yeah.
me everything on how to do it on my own. So I want to like run through it because I actually really want to use that. I think that'd be a really fun tool for people to use. Put in one address and get all those exit strategy.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
You could, if you could take that code and put it in Vercel or put it in one of the other launch deploy one of those other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to get the zip file from Manus, basically. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I was thinking, I'm kind of like on a website kick right now. Like I feel like I want to build people's websites. And I'm gonna just like talking through everything you've been talking through. I'd be like, it'd be cool, just from what we've been talking about, is like a website that has a chat bot on it, and you build out through Bobby's idea. You have your database, and then the website has a chat bot in it. We could just do something like that. That's like super simple. I feel like everybody kind of needs a website. But the chat bot, how are we gonna build that? What would that, maybe let's talk to the side chat. I don't know. I don't see how many people are here, but like, what kind of app would you like to build, or what kind of cool thing would you like to see us? We're gonna do it like right now live. I mean, there's like, I don't know, bro. There's so many different things we could do.
Yeah,
But
I'm so pumped. I want to like get it. Yeah. So if anybody has any idea, anything like really cool, simple, uh, actually, whatever, any ideas, we could throw it into what do you want to throw it into? Replit, or you want to? But Manus takes a little bit. I can show the thing that I did in Manus, but we could throw it right in and see what the results are. So if anybody has any cool ideas,
so what I'll do is let's go. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's go to Claude. I have it pulled up. Let me make sure I don't have anything weird on it. Okay, I do. All right, cool. So when I do this, I have Claude help me start the conversation. I like, give me a prompt. So I'm gonna say, give me a prompt for Replit, which is our other builder website. I want to build a website that has a chatbot that connects to my Google Drive. I want to build a real estate website, a real estate lead gen website that has a chatbot that connects to my Google Drive. The chatbot will answer questions from potential sellers. What else? The Google Drive will have this could also just be programmed into the website backend, but the Google Drive will have my qualifications and disqualifications. The chatbot will answer questions from the potential seller and let's say send me an email when the conversation is finished. Can you guys see my screen? Or am I just like doing this by myself? Okay. Let's see. What else? What else could I do?
Idea too. Well, it's filtering motivation and lead gen, auto responses in NEPQ format.
What was that last thing you said? In a what?
Auto responses in a NEPQ format.
What's that?
It's a framework,
Okay.
like sales framework,
Oh, okay.
right, Justin? Pretty sure that's what you're referring to, right? It's neuroemotional persuasion questioning.
Oh, that's cool. Does this make sense? A chatbot will answer questions from potential audience. Send me an email when the conversation. Let's do. We'll answer questions like that.
Okay. In a NEPQ format. Yep. Yeah. Stands for neuro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I also want to have.
Oh, Jeremy Miner. Yeah. Okay.
Form. I want to build a real estate lead gen form website that sell my house fast in Dallas, Texas. And I'll be kind of funny. Make it super Dallas cowboy, not cowboy, horse cowboy theme, rodeo. What else? Okay, I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, let's roll it.
So now I'm asking Claude to give me a Replit prompt. So Replit's gonna use, I don't know what it's gonna use. Let's see if it uses next. It does. So I have to go get Google. Huh?
Justin said he had Whataburger for the first time at Squad Up. Texas
Dude,
is dope.
it's legit.
I used to have that in my college, and they had that in at FSU in Tallahassee. I didn't realize it was a Texas thing.
Yep, from Texas.
Okay.
Okay, so I have my whole, this is what I got, this whole thing. Prompt for Replit, blah, 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 all this stuff, okay? I'm just gonna copy it. I don't have to cut out this, I don't have to cut these things out. This should give you a comprehensive starting point for, I can leave all that stuff in. Replit gets it, okay? So now I'm gonna share my other screen. I have to jump out. Is this cool?
It's really cool. Yeah, everybody can see it. Well, let me know when you share.
Okay, I'm sharing. All right. So now I'm in Replit. Okay. And I'm going to paste that in there. Or hold on, let me go back. Copy. Paste.
How would you describe Replit, Myron?
Replit basically it can make apps, it can make websites, but the reason why I like Replit is because I can deploy from it. So some of these other ones you can't deploy. They're just like going to help you design. You have to take the stack to somebody else.
Yeah, like Replit is one of the only, because I forgot what some of the other ones are called. But there's also, it's an agent that's built inside of it too, right? So like this is more moving towards the agent side of AI agents, and really being able to just give it something and let it go. And I know Replit is known as one of those AI tools that can get you from prompt to something in production. Like one of the only tools that really can do that. right? Like at least even 99% of the way there. Like it's getting better and better and better. But this is, and Manus, I think is close, but I'm starting to play around with it. I have not deployed anything into production yet.
I used Manus a couple times, and the way I wanted to use Manus, I could not deploy. It's not just like a basic website. Like the things I want to make are like giant apps, right? So you have to take that information. We're like, I'm heavily using it to build stuff, right? So the thing that I want to do, I have to then take it to somewhere else and go deploy this program, right? And probably fix it up a little bit more. So I got all that information here. It even gives me some like would you like to do some additional features? You want to put in a database. So we will need a database, but do you want to put the chatbot? Yes. A dashboard for viewing and managing leads. That'd be cool. Like it gives me other ideas as I go along to help me enhance whatever I'm doing.
It's literally it's gathering requirements right now. It is a business analyst. It's a product manager. It is all these things built in, asking you questions from the get and things
Yep.
that you might have forgot about.
So here's in about 2 minutes, we'll be able to see what this would look like as just like a preview. But it's going to take about 10 minutes to get the full thing finished. But I think it'd be cool if I just start it. You all can see over here. So the chatbot's here, and it'll just start designing over here on the right. And it's going to like start building out my website. I just can't wait to see what it does as far as like a rodeo theme. I'm interested to see I've never done anything like that before. I like things like super clean and like white background, blue accents. That's about as designy as I get. So, but it's going to sit here and just get all the things done. And then I can chat back to it, hey, change the background to green. Yeah, add a database, and it will start doing that. So the agent part is more of like, it's going to sit there and go through it and test. And if something's messed up, it'll fix it, right? There's also another part. It's called an assistant. So you don't want to use the agent and the assistant at the same time, but the assistant's more like, make the font bold, move the thing here. Like the assistant's very like smaller, one at a time fixes. Oh, dude, this is what? This is cool.
Sick.
That's legit Dallas. Lasso your cash offer today. Why sell to us, partner? Oh, this is cool.
That's so good.
But like spinning up a website, super easy, super fast. But like, what else can you do? There's so many website template things out there. It's easy to get a website template. But we're going to add a database to it. We're going to add a chat bot to it. We're going to add, what else? Dude, what else can we do? What else can hook? What's a better hook? What's a better design? Something else, dude, something else. I would even say, don't be afraid to do a couple replit not prompts, like open up a duplicate replit and do the same prompt again and see it'll come up with something different. So when you're designing apps and you're designing websites, don't be afraid to like have that one start running and maybe get pretty good, like a far bit away, open up another replit or even open up another Claude and say, give me another prompt and do another replit. Or, if you're using Love or any of those other designer things, agent designer things, like do a couple of them because they're each going to look different. They're going to have like different layouts. They're going to have different colors, So the thing that I've learned, I've built a couple things with Replit, and if you sit there on that agent for too long, just like it'll get overloaded because it's trying to read the whole entire chat log to like, well, what should I do next? I've tried all these things. What should I do next? And starting over an agent chat can kind of like, it's kind of like hanging up. When you talk to somebody on the phone for 35 minutes, they're exhausted and you're exhausted. Sometimes you just got to call the right agent. Just like refresh the program's mind, and sometimes things will get remedied quicker. Manus isn't really like that. Manus is like, give it a prompt and it goes for 85 minutes to build the whole entire thing in one shot, which is insane.
Yeah. And it'll do something similar too, where it asks, it gathers requirements and it asks you some questions. And sometimes it'll just keep going without even waiting for my response. It's like if it's taking too long, it's like it'll just go. What's cool is I can. Are you still sharing yours?
No, I jumped out just to like talk for a second, but let's see. I think it's pretty much done. Okay, wait, hold on. It added a form. Let me show you guys. It added the form, and then we'll hand it over to Mr. Bobby. 1 second. Share screen. So here we go. Sell your Dallas home fast. Why sell to us? How it works. Contact us. Receive your offer. Choose a closing date. Get your cash. I didn't tell it right off into the sunset with the cash in hand. No commissions. This is funny. Last of your cash offer today. Timeline, condition, motivation. It went ahead and got the 4 pillars for us. That's crazy. Oak Cliff,
and it gave testimonials.
Preston Hollow.
That's incredible.
Fast cash. Oh, I guess I did a typo. Or I did. The only thing I would change is I would say at the top, I would do a hook right here, like put my address in right here at the top. Like right here, like put my address, like an address form, not scroll all the way down here to do it. But the chat, so like it's not really working. It'll probably take about another 10 minutes for like it to have the chat bot and all the things ready. But
Piggy yeehaw.
Gary, I'll put the yeehaw in there. That's so funny, man. I love it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and the other thing too that I wanted to so I did this one earlier this morning too, and I actually want to compare it to the calculators and the things that I've seen for like mobile home parks, right? So I asked Manus to create me a calculator for a mobile home park, and it said, do you want a web application? I was like, no, for now, like you could put it to Google Sheets or Excel file for now, and that way I can test it and take a look. Here, let me share my screen now. Can you see it, Myron?
I can. If you could just increase, like get it a little closer.
Like that?
One more time. There we go. There we go. I like it.
All right, cool. So yeah, this morning I was like, you're a real estate investor focused on buying and holding mobile home parks before you send. And now I didn't do the prompt. I really like the idea of running it through Claude and or like ChatGPT and having it create a prompt that's a bit more specific. I was like, let me just see how far this thing can go if I just simply put it in. You're a real estate investor focused on buying and holding mobile home parks. Before you send a letter of intent or contract, you need to analyze, underwrite properties, create an underwriting calculator for mobile home parks. And then first it gathered requirements, right? Asking questions, what specific financial metrics, what inputs would you like? Do you prefer a spreadsheet or web-based application? Any assumptions? Would you like the calculator to have any visualizations? And so I answered, I was like, cap rate, cash and cash, IRR, monthly cash flow, include all the relevant inputs needed for me to properly analyze and underwrite the property, like whatever else, whatever it needs. I don't know. Like just you do your research, figure it out and bring it back, put it in a Google sheet. In this case, did an Excel file. And it would be cool to have it suggested a scenario comparison. I was like, that'd be cool to see. Like, it'd be great to understand conservative versus realistic versus upside, in maybe cash flow or some of these metrics. And so it said, all right, thanks. And then it started going and running all these commands, creating files of to-dos because it's really helping to set up. And I'm sure Replit does the same thing, right? It's setting up what you would see in a like GitHub or anything like that, like all these README files and all these checklists and things to do. And it's browsing. Look, so it's searching mobile home park, typical income stream expenses, browsing, and it's finding websites, and basically all in all, right? It says it's completed it. Calculator's built in this format, a comprehensive dashboard, and it listed off, here's your requirements, here's what I added in there. I populated the calculator with some sample data for Sunshine Mobile Home Park. And then it gave me like a file, and then it gave me the Excel file. So I opened up the Excel file, I imported it, and this is what it printed out. I did not touch this. This is straight out from, and you can see it in this too. It'll actually pop it up to the side, which is pretty cool with all the little tabs. And but in here, it has instructions, right? I'd probably ask it to put it all in one sheet next, but it gives you instructions, and it's like, all right, go to the property info, put in the information, and go to the income and put in that. Now, I'm going to compare this to like, Dustin and like Spencer and what they went through with the course, the mobile home park course in sub 2. Just to test it out, because I really do want to start to underwrite these and get more familiar with the mobile home parks. And so, but this is pretty cool, right? Like I gave it a couple sentences and it returned this. I want to now test and just see what does that look like. And it's saying put in assumptions to understand conservative, realistic, upside, all that stuff. And then there's a main dashboard that gives you your main return metrics. Like really cool. And then we'll tweak it out. And honestly, it'd be cool to just be able to run through some of the videos from the sub 2 course. It's behind a password and everything like that, which I probably won't do in here, but something like that. Like if I could get that into a video format and upload it, now it could just learn from Dustin and Spencer on their course and use that in building this out. So it's a bit more intelligent about it.
Yeah. I would like to see, maybe it's here, but I'm just not understanding, but like, is it a deal? If I put the metrics in that, the seller is offering, or where, if I get the T12 or whatever they give you, the rent roll, is this a good deal? Could I run forward? Could I go forward with this? Yes or no? And give it where the metrics at, right? I think that'd be the next, if that's not already there, that'd be the thing I'd want to see.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool. And that's what, because even in here, because it gives you recommendations, and like you can easily just go down a rabbit hole and be like, and get yourself before you even start. It's funny. It's like the AI is introducing the things that we all go through, and we know something so well too that you could find yourself going down rabbit holes and not just getting started and building something like an MVP and getting it. And so like when it first asked me, I'm like, oh, do I want an application? And what could that application look like? And all this, I'm like, no, just give me it in a calculator or give me in a spreadsheet, and then I'll come back after playing with it a little bit, and then we'll make tweaks to it. So what you're saying, right? So now I can go back and just say, okay, well, I really want something very simple that just shows me like, is this a deal? Like yes or no, or a color code or something like that that can give me that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Purchase price needs to be X to meet the cap rate. You know, I want to buy at this cap rate. That'd probably be
Yes.
the thing you do, or cash and cash
Yep.
return, whatever it is.
Yep.
Dude, it's like just think of it and then talk to AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the conversational tool. Even as you were typing out earlier, like now I use on the web browser, I'll use the talking. I have to figure out what that's actually called, but I would talk to it. And because even then I'm like, it's gonna take me forever to type this thing out. And like, let me just brain dump and you'll get it. Like you'll understand what I'm saying and then, play it back to me. Um, yeah. Yeah. Shiny object syndrome is real with the AI. Yes. Especially once it starts to click on what the possibilities of it are. And it's like these little things that we're constantly doing on the day to day that you don't even think about, especially with these agents, like use Manus and everything to just thinking about all these little things that you might be doing manually today that you don't necessarily need to. Like today I'm pulling leads from Deal Sauce and then either running them through the LOI blaster, or maybe I just upload them right into my CRM. It's like, it's not, it's an easy task, but I'm like, can't this do it for me? Like it's an agent, right? Like let me give it the information and it'll go do it for me. That's the next thing I want to try, because right now it's built out something for me with APIs, but I'm like, actually just do the browser. Like just go to the browser, do that thing, download it to a CSV, upload it or map it, because now we have to map it to the CRM field. So on the import, it can do that whole thing, and like easily can build that out and then have it now be a lead generator for you.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else, Martin? Did you want to bring back up Replit and start to play with it, like the demo of it, the chatbot or anything, or is there anything else you wanted to talk through? Because I think
The chatbot, I'm testing the chatbot. It is working, but it's hard to
cool.
read. But yeah. How about this? Like, if anybody wants to work on, like, we would love to help you work on your next project. I think that'd be really fun. Like, so if you have questions, email Bobby, email myself, and we can help you launch your next thing. Some people launching the website takes 10 minutes, but like actually getting it done, or actually like launching that, like getting that underwriting calculator all the way done, it's still going to take time. Right. So if you have any big projects that you'd like for us to help you with, send us an email. Look at Bobby's Instagram is right there, right? Bobby Souza.
Yeah.
My Instagram is right there at Myron Briley. Send us a message that you want help doing something. Let's help you. We'd love to do that. It's more of a time saving. So like, that's kind of what I was thinking, is like, there might be people who they understand it, they get it, they watched us, how easy it is to start something, but they're like, nah, that's not really me. Put me on the phone and have me I'll call the mobile home park. I'll call the RV park. I'll call the seller. Having me make all these things with Manus and AI stuff, I don't really want to do that. Those, as easy as it is for us, it may not just click with other people. So if we can help you, please let us know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thanks, Myron. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. So next week, goal is to have a guest on the podcast. So we'll be same time next week on Friday. We're trying to do this every week, 11:30 Eastern time, 10:30 Central, on Fridays. So thank you, everyone, and yeah, send us a message if you guys need help with anything or want to talk through this stuff even more. It's fun stuff. Cool.
Yeah, dude. Bobby,
All
thanks
right.
for putting this
Yeah.
together, man. Thank you so much. I'll see you next
Yeah.
week.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye.